ladies and gentlemen, this is an 8-round affair in the cruiserweight division. Fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Hailing from Thailand, this is Naong Phumakson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a professional record of 16 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Hailing from Cameroon, this is Lambert. Judges ringside, Chris Sanyadet, Chalaton Tarak Chat, and Carlos Costa. Referee in charge of the action, Tanakon Dan Tong.
Okay, here we go. Moving on to fight number 3. It is Rolly Lambert taking on Naong Phumakson. Phumakson with 10 fights in his record, 8 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw. Lambert with 20 fights in his record, 16 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw as well. So, just going to kill the elephant in the room here, Jimmy. Lambert looks like a distant relative of Francis Ngannou, the former UFC champion from Cameroon. Absolutely shredded for the cruiserweight division.
He looks incredible, immaculate shape. He looks like a man who is being carved from stone. He looks in fantastic shape, but the thing about boxing is it doesn't matter about the way you look, because it's all about what you can do in that ring. You look at people like Andy Ruiz, you look at Roy Big Country Nelson. These are 2 fighters that do not look like fighters but still win fights. So let's see if these muscles are going to pay off for him.
Yeah, I mean, like you say all the time, Jim, timing beats speed and power. As long as you know what to do and when to do it, then you're off to a winner. And
it's also, you know, you look at the records as well. Rolly Lambert has had so many fights in the professional boxing world. Naong has also had quite a lot of fights as well. So the difference is here is the experience, and this is a cruiserweight fight. So although technically they're supposed to be at the 200-pound weight limit, we are not sure if he's had to maybe cut for this fight and he's gone up after the fight. Well, it's just hard to say at this point, but a very slow start for both of these boxers. But some nice stiff jabs landed to the body already by Rolly. I like it when a fighter goes to the body as early as possible. It helps them set up traps, but it also takes out the gas tank of their opponent.
Yeah, like you mentioned in the previous fight, you don't normally see it a lot in Western boxing, that jab to the body, but it does work very, very well. It catches your opponent off guard, because you normally typically think you're going to receive a jab to the head, just like Naong took there, but Rolly's been mixing it up of going to the body.
Well, it was one of those moves that was very, very common in early days of boxing, especially, well, even in the 40s, the 50s, and even the 60s, you would see that jab to the body to set up big shots upstairs. And then in the later, I would say the later 2000s, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, they started to execute that jab to the body a lot more because it allowed them to set those big shots upstairs. So that's exactly what we're starting to see now with Western boxing. People are starting to use that jab to the body. You look at your opponent in the eyes and then deliver the jab to the body. It's a very good move.
Yeah, good. Steady start here from Rolly Lambert. But Naong has been doing good to fend him off on the outside, especially on the back foot. Jab there from Naong. Rolly replies back with a jab of his own.
Some nice head movement by Rolly Lambert as well. So he's definitely got the moves right now, and he's demonstrating everything you'd expect from a fighter who has had nearly 20 fights in the boxing world. Holding central ring at the moment as well. But again, it's a very calm start, and that's mainly because that last fight was just so explosive. So anything after that tends to look a little bit slower, but there is a lot going on. Remember, these are cruiserweights. Everything they're delivering is tiring.
There you go, end of round 1. We'll get the replays for you very shortly, and then we'll see you in round 2. Yeah, here we go, round number 2 underway. Naong in the tiger print shorts and Rolly Lambert in the black and dark blue shorts as well with a bit of green trim. Lambert, though, a bit more active with the jab now in round 2, sort of going through the gears now, quickening the pace ever so slightly.
And he keeps changing his hands as well, keeps changing his guard, and that's Naong I'm talking about. So it makes it quite difficult for Rolly to really try and find a target that he wants to attack. Very often in boxing, people often see that the gloves are somewhat a force field for people, where as soon as they see the gloves in one spot, they just tend not to throw there. But don't let it mesmerize you. But that is a good sign of someone who's very experienced, knowing that your opponent is not going to throw a shot because your hands are there. Learn to throw shots at the guard as much as you can. Sometimes when people have a very high, tight guard, that hand hitting their face is also the same as you hitting them. And we can see Naong trying to prove his strength and lift him up with his neck.
Yeah, like just touching on what you said earlier about going for hitting the guard. Sometimes you just want to chip away at it as much as you possibly can, slightly chip away at the defense just to find a chink in their armor so you can deliver the killing blow or a significant shot that could spin the round in your favor.
And it's also something that you can really play into the psychology of boxing as well. Tapping them to the guard gives them a false sense of security that they can actually take your power as well. And then as soon as they get that false sense of security, that's when you can deliver the big explosive shots as well. And it works both ways, because if someone's got a high guard, somewhat they feel invincible as well. They feel they can take any shot from you. But after a while, those shots start to hurt. You can attack the arms, you can attack the shoulders, and you can really, like you said, just kind of find a dent in their armor.
Yeah, we go into the clinch here. Good clinch work from both fighters, just throwing shovel uppercuts to the body. There's that jab again from Rolly, but Naong is doing a good job of getting out of the way, slipping and dipping it.
A big overhand right landed by Rolly there inside, and a nice right hand to the body to follow. So Rolly really starting to put his pieces together, and in the clinch, he's starting to deliver some very nice shots, some very nice work from Rolly Lambert just there.
Yeah, we saw just before he got into that clinch exchange, tagging Naong with that overhand right. I mean, that could be, we could be peeking into the game plan of Rolly Lambert here, just trying to pry away, find his range with the jab. Good left hook there, delivers, and Naong is stunned. Rolly going in for the kill. Naong is trying to wrap him up, and he goes down. His referee looks like he is giving a count. We've got about 20 seconds left on the clock. Can Rolly finish the job now in round 2?
Naong doing a great job to get as much time as he possibly can for that count. Not long to go of this round, but it was a beautifully timed overhand right that he landed twice, followed up by that left hook, and we see it once again. He's just going to town on the man. Can he survive the rounds? Can he last? The referee has jumped in and stopped the fight. Beautiful refereeing, not paying attention to the fact that there was only 2 seconds left in that round. Every second counts in boxing. Beautiful refereeing, great stoppage and a great win for Rolly Lambert. We'll see some action replays here, Ali. So there was that overhand right that started the action, and it was that jab that almost finished it. You could see him start to wobble as his head came up. Rolly Lambert found the target with that big left hand.
And I mean, that is just, you know, how you just say, just taking your time to chip away at your opponent. And Rolly only needed one punch. It was that left hook that stuns Naong, and he was on borrowed time then. Rolly getting in there to finish the job. Very nicely done from the Cameroonian fighter. Really looking forward to seeing him fight again.
2 minutes, 59 seconds into the second round. Your winner by TKO, Rolly